Yeah, we designed the whole thing in SolidWorks, drew it up, printed off the drawings, and went down to the mill and manufactured it.
Our car was the second largest car there and by far the heaviest.
I think the focus was getting through the course.
We designed all of this for an 1/8" scale, which is why the tires are so massive. And we were a little bit scared that this motor wouldn't power the entire vehicle. So we ended up having to change a lot of things, making sure that it wasn't so much friction, so much resistance. So it was a lot easier to roll and not steal so much power from the motor.
The whole project was broken down into different smaller projects. As time went on, we just kind of worked on whatever needed to be done the most.
When designing the car, one of my main jobs was designing the junction here that holds the suspension and the differential and the shock towers. And we actually have 4 whole inches of suspension travel.
The main focus, I think, was durability and maneuverability for the obstacle course.
One of the requirements of this competition was we had to design our own differential. The importance of the differential really showed up in the ability for the car to be very maneuverable, to turn. Obviously, the stresses of doing a high-speed run, of turning a lot of corners, of dropping and jumping off things. There was no gear grinding. It worked really smooth. We maintained battery life very easily. The design turned out to be really what was needed for something, especially something of this size. It weighs quite a bit, so you want to have a gear train that's substantial enough and strong enough to take that.
The 4-inch travel is, some people might say it's excessive. Turns out that it was actually very helpful for some of the obstacles in the course. It's 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel steering, and we can actually get it to spin. It'll spin Brody's just in a circle. It'll do one of these, it will pivot in place, which is actually the tightest rotation you can get.
To make sure that no matter what the terrain, that we'd be able to climb over anything. So that's why we had the 4-wheel drive and the limited slip. Those are some of our original criteria.
4-wheel steering, that can't be overstated enough. Obviously, as we turn, you can see all 4, when you turn one set, it turns them all, and without a good set of differentials, that would be impossible.